So be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? They be throwing rocks and hiding their hand. And I don't like them kind of individuals.
A sucker's a nigga pick who he be fight with.
Right.
Like if you see it and you go, oh, I'm not going because this. I think I can take him.
Insinuate, be extorting people. Ain't no money in that. Real nigga ain't gonna have that no way. You know, check in for what? I mean, I don't want to impose or force myself.
So 50 Cent just snapped on Jay Prince after Prince allegedly tried to push him out of Houston, and things are getting wild. 50 ain't backing down at all. He's coming for Jay Prince hard, calling out what he claims are shady moves and straight-up extortion tactics. Word is, Jay Prince has been feeling that pressure and allegedly tried sending his people to mess with 50's business. But come on, this is 50 we're talking about. He clapped back with full force. He's already roasting Jay Prince on Instagram and even told him to pull up if he's really about that life. Now here's where it gets even crazier. 50 allegedly got proof that could wreck Jay Prince's whole operation. That's right, word on the street is that he's sitting on receipts that could shake the table big time. But don't get it twisted, Jay Prince still runs deep in Houston. He's got real hitters who won't think twice about stepping in for him. This beef, it's heating up fast, and 50 might really need to keep his eyes wide open. It's about to be an all-out war between two powerhouses. Let's break this down. 50's been pressing Jay Prince for a while now. Their beef isn't new. It's been bubbling for years and always had that edge of real danger. 50's made it loud and clear. He wants no part of Jay Prince's whole check-in routine. Meanwhile, Jay still walks like he's the boss of Houston. For a while, they stayed in their own corners. 50 held it down in New York, and Jay Prince ruled H-Town. They didn't have to cross paths unless fate brought them face to face, which almost never happened. But now, everything just flipped. When 50 Cent made that bold move to Houston, he didn't just pull up for a visit. He brought the whole empire with him.
You know what's a sucker to me? A sucker's a pick who he be fight with.
Right.
Like if you see it and you go, oh, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him, but I'll fuck with this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the nigga you think you can beat.
He let the world know with a tweet that said, I love New York, but I live in Houston now. I'll explain later. And trust, that move shook the table. One big reason behind the switch, taxes. Straight up. 50 had been loud about how New York's tax hike, hitting a crazy 62%, was killing his business. So he did what smart moguls do and dipped out before Uncle Sam could squeeze more out of him. But don't get it twisted, that wasn't the only play. 50 had his eyes locked on the Houston hip-hop scene for a minute. That city's been a real hotspot for rap, trap, and street culture, and 50 saw it as the perfect wave to ride. As a business-minded boss deep in the world of entertainment, art, and culture, investing in Houston was like putting money on a guaranteed win. He wasn't just moving, he was making moves. And let's not forget about that Branson cognac hustle. 50 had been popping up all over Houston liquor stores, flashing bottles and making noise. Word is he saw a serious market down there and wanted to be close enough to lock it in. Makes sense? Gotta stay connected to the cash flow, right? But Jay Prince, he didn't see this as business. Nah, he took it personal. He was big mad, feeling like 50 was stomping into his turf without permission.
Came to the city of Houston, but he didn't just come here to live. He has been helping out on so many causes in this city. And especially, he has been in our high schools, turning our high school students into entrepreneurs with his G-Unity Camp program. I've seen him firsthand. This city has been elevated because of his presence. And so today we have the honor of saying to him, he's our 2022 Grand Marshal. Give it up to Curtis 50 Jackson. Woo! Now before I call on him to speak, let me present you first a key to the city of Houston. Anywhere you go, 550 buildings, use the key, the door will swing wide open.
Allegedly, Jay Prince tried to pull a power move on 50 Cent right after he touched down in Houston. Word is, he sent his crew to press 50 hard, trying to force him to check in and drop some serious cash just to operate in the city. But 50? Nah, he wasn't going for none of that. He clapped back fast and let Jay Prince know straight up. He had his own security and wasn't about to get extorted under the whole check-in game. That only made things even more heated. Jay Prince was reportedly tight about it. And that's when things started spiraling. Street Talk says Jay Prince tried to set up a no-fly zone on 50. basically trying to block him from moving freely through Houston. But again, it flopped. 50 wasn't scared. He kept doing his thing, walking through the city like a boss, running his businesses, and showing love to the people. No hiding, no ducking. He even had big dreams lined up for Houston. 50 was gearing up to build a $20 million film studio for his G-Unit film and television empire, right there in the city. It would have been a major win for Houston, but after all the tension, 50 pulled the plug on the whole plan and shifted his project to Shreveport, Louisiana instead. That was a major loss for H-Town, but check this. Before all the drama hit full throttle, Houston had actually embraced 50 with open arms. In 2022, just a year after he moved, the mayor himself gave 50 the key to the city and declared an official 50-cent day during the big Thanksgiving Day parade. Mayor Sylvester Turner had nothing but praise, calling 50 a philanthropist, an artist, and a straight-up powerhouse who was helping high school students turn into young entrepreneurs. He even said 50 had become one of the most impactful figures in the city. Through his G-Unity program, the mayor didn't just show love, he made it official. November 24th was crowned 50-Cent Day in Houston. Mayor Sylvester Turner told 50 he'd always have a home in the city, and the crowd, they were vibing heavy. You could feel the love pouring out as the people welcomed him like he'd been born and raised there.
When you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little niggas. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. Niggas would tell me, Mace, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a little, like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission. They would say, yo, Mace, listen. Around here, we don't send niggas to do nothing for us. We don't pay niggas to handle our problems. You got to put in your own work around here, Lord, man. That's what you were supposed to tell them. You can't go out here and talk crazy and then send me on a mission. Nah, this is where the game got messed up. When young niggas started sending old niggas out, and just because this little ignorant nigga got a few dollars, he make all of you that's supposed to be real run after his mission. This is a problem, Jay Prince. And I'm going to tell you like this. If you're 60 years old and you're trying to be a street nigga, you failed. You failed. I'm telling you this. And I stand, my name is Mace. I stand by this message.
And 50, he felt it too. His energy was on point when he hit that mic with his acceptance speech. But while 50 was soaking in the spotlight, Jay Prince, man, folks say he was behind the scenes tight, fuming, knowing 50 was starting to take over the shine in his own city. Here's the thing, the facts speak for themselves. It's no surprise why 50 was given the key to the city, while Jay Prince keeps getting pushed into that street guy label. Ever since 50 touched down in Houston, he's been putting his money where his mouth is. No games, no stunts, just real community work. He's backed local programs and boosted neighborhoods through his G-Unit Foundation like a boss. One of his biggest moves, the G-Unity Business Lab, a program designed to help high school students in Houston ISD build real-world entrepreneurial skills. That's long-term impact. But 50 didn't stop there. He's been diving into Houston's sports and entertainment scene too. His liquor brand, Sire Spirits, locked in partnerships with the Houston Rockets, Astros, and Texans. Serious business. And in 2022, he threw the first ever Tycoon Comedy and Music Festival, making major waves across the city. And let's talk generosity. He teamed up with the Rockets to give away 1,000 free turkeys to families for Thanksgiving. Then in 2023, he dropped $850,000 worth of toys to help the citywide club reach its insane goal of gifting 100,000 toys to kids across Houston. In 2024, 50 Cent helped raise a massive $500,000 for the Houston Children's Charity. And that was just the beginning. He auctioned off 2 oversized bottles of his luxury champagne, Le Chemin du Roi, and that 1 gala night ended up pulling in $6 million total, a record-breaking haul for the organization. The numbers don't lie. 50's impact on Houston is unmatched, and the city keeps showing him love because of it. But now let's look at the flip side. J. Prince and his so-called mob ties. Man, where do we even start? While 50's out here building businesses and backing real causes, J. Prince has built a reputation off fear and control, especially when it comes to artists stepping into Houston. Instead of creating real opportunities, he's made a name for himself by allegedly scaring off outsiders unless they play by his rules. After dubbing himself the King of H-Town, J. Prince took it upon himself to protect artists when they pull up to the city so they don't get robbed. Sounds like he's doing them a favor, right? That's what he wants folks to believe. But behind that smooth talk is what many say is a whole extortion setup disguised as street etiquette. It's called checking in. Basically, if you're an artist coming to Houston, you're expected to go see J. Prince, show respect, and yeah, drop off some serious cash. He says it's for protection, so nobody jumps them or snatches their chains. And if something does go missing, supposedly he can get it back. J. Prince and his crew allegedly been known to set folks up. And if they don't play by the rules, they end up getting jumped and robbed for their valuables. One of the wildest examples, NBA Youngboy. He refused to check in when he hit Houston, and let's just say, things went left real fast. YB had pulled up to the city for business, but while he was out, 2 goons broke into his spot and made off with some serious loot, including cash, jewelry, and keys to a couple of his high-end whips. Then things took an even weirder turn. The same people who stole his stuff hit him up later, demanding a $30,000 ransom if he wanted it all back. But YB wasn't folding. He clapped back, saying he wasn't impressed, and told them straight up they were moving like a bunch of clowns. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get more bizarre, boom, J. Prince steps into the mix. J. Prince jumped on Instagram and tagged YB in a video, claiming that the stolen goods had been delivered to him. He said if YB wanted his items back, he should reach out to him. Just like that, a public message that raised a lot of eyebrows. But YB wasn't having it. He saw through the act immediately and blasted J. Prince for making the whole thing public. Imagine a grown man almost 60 still playing internet games, YB said. If J. Prince really wanted to help, he would have handled it behind the scenes, not out here chasing clout on social media. To YB, this wasn't about being helpful. It was a setup, a staged move to make him fold. He figured if he reached out, it'd cost way more than the original ransom, so he stood firm and refused to give in. YB ain't the only one who's aired J. Prince outs over this so-called check-in nonsense. Cameron and Mahe straight up clowned him on their podcast, It Is What It Is. They didn't hold back, said a man of J. Prince's age should be mentoring the next generation, not playing street games like he's still in his 20s. According to them, it's time to grow up and lead, not intimidate. But that's just scratching the surface. Let's talk about those shady dice games J. Prince and his sons have been known to set up when rappers land in Houston. The street's been buzzing for years with rumors that these dice games ain't just for fun. They're allegedly part of a bigger extortion setup. And the scariest story tied to all this? The death of Takeoff. People haven't forgotten what happened.
I believe people play with people intelligence the way they play with people intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living, but
Takeoff lost his life during one of those very dice games, and the situation still doesn't sit right with a lot of folks. Official reports say a fight broke out. Things got heated and shots were fired. One bullet accidentally hit Takeoff, and just like that, he was gone. But now, word is some new footage may have surfaced, and it paints a very different picture. Sources are claiming J. Prince was upset that Takeoff and Quavo didn't check in the way he expected. Allegedly, he told his crew to teach them a lesson, something light, just to shake them up for a bit. But whatever was planned, it went way too far, and the result was tragic. Since that night, every time J. Prince gets pressed about what really went down, people say he starts squirming, dodging questions. or throwing the attention elsewhere. But the streets are talking, and what they're saying ain't looking good. Takeoff's death wasn't the only one tied to those dice games. Remember Duke the Jeweler? He hit big, walked away from one of those games with $100,000 in his pocket. But before he could even make it to his car, he got ambushed. Everything was taken. And just like that, his life was too. So when you stack it all up, between 50 Cent and Jay Prince, the difference is loud and clear. One's been giving back, building real things for the community. The other, still caught up in street politics and shady business. That's why 50 and Jay Prince will never be on the same level in Houston, ever. But here's where things really start to twist. Word is, Jay Prince has been cooking up a plan to take 50 down, shut down his whole operation in Houston. But before he could even move on that, 50 got into it with Big Meech. Now here's the catch. Jay Prince and Meech go way back. And according to whispers, Jay Prince took Meech's side and allegedly sent some of his boys to step to 50, warning him to fall back. But if there's one thing we all know about 50, he ain't backing down for nobody. Instead of retreating, he flipped the script. And now, he's coming straight for Jay Prince. Word on the street is 50's out to shut down that whole extortion ring once and for all. And he's going to enjoy every second of it. So what do you think? Should 50 be watching his back while he's in H-Town? Or does he have one more major play coming to flip the whole game? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and hit that bell so you don't miss what's coming next.